So, we have learnt about variables, data types, and operators. Now, let's move to learn more about one particular data type, that is, string. As we had said, string is a very important data type that will be used extensively throughout this training, and therefore we need to focus more on it. Now let's first recall what we know about strings. So we know that a string is a sequence of characters and it is defined by using double quotes. These are the two ways in which string variables can be defined. Let's go ahead and print both of these. Now if you notice, the data type of the variable defined here appears in light grey color. This is the IDE's way of saying that we do not need to explicitly mention this keyword here, and hence we can go ahead and remove it. Remember, that's what light grays are used for telling us. Now let's look at the way in which strings are treated behind the scenes by the compiler. Now, whenever we define a string in Kotlin, this is how the Kotlin compiler sees it. It dissociates all the characters in the string and treats them as individual elements. Even spaces and punctuation is treated as characters. Each of the characters is stored in a separate column in this manner. Each column has its own index, just like the books in a library. And the indexing always starts from 0 in Kotlin. So we can call this table as the index table. This table here shows the index of each element of this string. We hope this is all making sense to you since most string functions work on this principle of indexing. Wait, did we say string functions? What are they? Well, let's look at them. So we know a little bit about what functions are. String functions are the operations that are performed on strings to manipulate them or to extract some data from or about them. This will make more sense when we actually look at some string functions. So let's get on with it. This is the first function that we will be looking at. This function returns the length of the string by counting the indices in the index table. Now, for using any string function, we use the dot operator. Let's see how we can use the string function. So this is how we use the length function for strings. We have declared a val string variable here, and here we have another variable that will store the results given by the length function. This is how we use the string function on this string s, and here we print the result of this function. Now if you look at the output, we get the result as 22. That was all about the length function and how to use it. Now notice that the IDE has colored this keyword var here in yellow. Let's hover over it and see what it says. So the IDE is telling us that this variable is never modified and can be declared immutable using val. Why does the IDE think so? Because we have defined the string variable here as a val variable, which means that the value of the string will not change. Hence the length of the string will also never change, and so we can change this var to val. Wow, the IDE is smart, right? That is why it is important for us to hover over the different colored highlights and underlines that the IDE does, since they are trying to give us a message from the IDE. Now let's move on to the second string function, which is this. This string function returns the character at the index that has been specified within these brackets. Let's go ahead and learn how to use it. So this is how we can use this function. We are trying to get the character that is present at index 12 in the string that we have defined here. Let's look at the output. So here, the output shows us that the character at index 12 is n, but the output is not self-explanatory. That is, if someone does not know what string we mentioned, they will not know what the output intends to show, right? Now one way to resolve this is to use two print statements like this. Let's look at the output now. Yes, that makes sense. But that was so much extra work, wasn't it? Will we always have to use two print statements to give meaning to our output? No, there is always a shorter and more efficient way of doing things in programming. And for this situation, the shortcut that is used is known as string templates. Click next to see what they are.